there, you're welcome back to my kitchen. So today I want to show you how I make my Ndole. This is my husband's favorite meal, and this is how I make it. So in front of me I have my ingredients. So the start element here is your washed bitter leaf, and of course I'll be using beef for this recipe, and I like to mix it with the bone because of the extra flavor that comes from the bone. Your smoked fish and your white peanut that has been pre-cooked, like 70% pre-cooked. And I also like to go ahead with some garlic, with some crayfish, garlic and ginger, white onion, and also leeks, the stock of leeks, and some seasoning cube. For the red onion, I use that at the end, like you will see in the video. So now, without wasting so much time, let's just get straight into the procedure. It's very simple. I like to start with my protein, and for today is my beef. I go it and season it with almost the same ingredient that I'll be using in my white peanut sauce for my bitter leaf. And to cook my meat, I don't start with water. I let the meat to produce its own stock or juice to first of all cook it for like 10 minutes before I go in with normal water. So right here I'm just seasoning it with salt, maggi, white pepper, garlic, ginger, and a little bit of blended poiro to taste, and I'll just let that cook. So about 10 minutes later, I go in to check my beef. You see that it has produced enough stock to cook the meat for a while. Now you remember I told you in the beginning I love to use the soft part of the bone in my beef ndole. That's when I have it. This part of the beef produces an amazing tasty sauce that's just going to take your ndole to another level. So while my meat continues to cook, I'll go ahead and blend all my wet ingredients together. I will blend my granule, the ginger, and every wet ingredient that you saw at the beginning. At this point, my meat is cooked, but not ready. So now you can see that it has produced more water, but then I'm going to add a little bit of water because this is what I'm going to use to cook the white peanut that I just blended. Now if you look on top of this, you see that juicy oil produced by the beef. Please make sure to wash your bitter leaf very well when you get it from the Afro shop. This bitter leaf had so much sand, so you have to just keep washing it in a deep bowl of water, letting the sand to settle in the middle. I washed this bitter leaf more than 10 times. Like, this was the worst bitter leaf I had ever gotten from an Afro shop. Anyways, I didn't buy this, my husband did, and I told him never to buy from that shop again because that bitter leaf gave me so much work. You just make sure that you put enough patience to wash your bitter leaf to avoid eating sand. So at this point, I'll go ahead to add my crayfish. You can also add your smoked fish if you want. And right here, the aroma of my kitchen is already, I'm already perceiving ndole without even cooking the ndole yet. Then you go ahead and add your blended peanut. When you're blending your peanut, make sure you do not blend with a lot of water. If not, you're going to have a very light soupy ndole at the end, and that is not what we're going for. So try to blend your peanut with less water. So this consistency was already good for me. Remember in the beginning I said my peanut was 70% cooked. Yes, that's because I know that my peanut is going to continue to cook again when I add my ndole there. So when you're pre-cooking your ndole, make your peanut, make sure you cook it like 60% max, so that when you add your bitter leaf, while the bitter leaf is cooking, your peanut will now cook to 100%. So that was why I did that tips, and that's how I always cook my ndole. So at this point, you're going to go in and taste for seasoning. Here I added a little bit of crayfish, a little bit of salt, and just let my ndole to sit and cook for a while. So about 10 minutes later on medium heat, my ndole was ready. You can go ahead and add a little bit of vegetable oil. Add your pepper. I don't blend my pepper because my kids do not eat pepper. So this too was for myself and my husband. Go ahead and blend your pepper if you so desire. So I'll cover it and then reduce the heat to low and add some more crayfish because I just love that extra flavor of crayfish in my ndole. Now this is a point where if you want to make ndole royal, while this is cooking on low heat, you go ahead and pan fry some red onion. I love red onion because of the taste, the health benefit, and the look of it, the color that it gives to your meal. So when you pan fry your red onion, go ahead and add your seasoned prawns and add it to your ndole, and you have transformed your regular pot of ndole to ndole royal. If you watched right up to this point, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.